everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Brenda here, and if at all you are new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing. You can like, you can share, and also do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video you get notified. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always supporting me. Thank you so much for always supporting me, and I love you so much. And by the way, if you find any of my contents interesting, kindly give it a thumbs up. So guys, hey, those ones who have read the title of this video, you know you have a hint on what I want to talk about. So I don't know whether to call this an experience or it's a story. I don't know, but the reason why I decided to come up with this video is just because I wanted to tell you, my viewers, if you find yourself in this kind of situation, you know what to do, or you know how to handle it, guys. So that is one of the main reasons why I decided to come, so that I can share with you this experience that I had. Of course, it was not a good experience, and I thank God that I'm still alive, because you know He's the one who has made me in good health, and He has given me the gift of life up to date. Because if it were not for Him, I don't know whether I could still be alive. So without wasting time, let's just get to the story. I don't even know how to start, but let me just tell you guys. So you know, all my life I've lived in the western part of Kenya, the shores of Lake Victoria. Excuse me, I don't know what was that. So I've lived in the western part of Kenya, in the shores of Lake Victoria. That is where I was born and raised. I went to school there, and I also went to college there. So I was so much used to the living in the western part of Kenya, more than any part of the country. So when I decided to advance my studies, you know what? I decided that, let me change the town that I'm going to go to school. So I decided to go to Nairobi. That is the capital city of Kenya. So I went there, and I was not so much, I had not adapted so much in the lifestyle of the people there, because I was always in school and back in the house. So many a times I could not know what happens out there. So it came a time that the schools had closed and we went home. So I came back home, of course, the western part of Kenya. So now our holiday was over and we were returning back. And guess what? You know, the distance from Kisumu to Nairobi is not that near. And for me, I decided to use the buses, these long distance buses that are common here. So I decided to use one of them. Of course, I'm not going to mention the name of the bus, but it is just one of them. I hope you know them, okay? So when I went there, you know, their final stop is always found in around Afya Center. That is where most of these buses have their offices, their booking offices, and that is where they have their final stop, so that passengers can alight, okay? So I just alighted. I was very tired and fatigued from a long distance journey, and now I was just looking forward to going home. And of course, you know, from where we had alighted to where I was going to board my matatu, it was not that near. So it was just a long stretch. It was a long stretch, though now I had no choice but just to walk, okay? So as I was walking along Tomboya Street, guess what happened? You know, I'm walking, I'm tired, and I had this bag. I don't know how we call it. Is it a laptop bag or rucksack? I don't know. So I was putting it on my back because I was tired. I think that was the place that I felt comfortable putting it, because I had some smaller bags that I was carrying on my hand. So that is what I did. And as I was walking along Tomboya Street, you know, when somebody touches maybe your bag, or you have this feeling that somebody is touching it, because you know you've carried it on your back, yeah? So when I looked beside me, I could not see anybody, but I noticed there was a man with a red dust coat, yeah? and he was pretending to be walking. He was pretending to be a pedestrian, just like me, and minding his own business, walking. But I suspected him that he was the one who was trying to open my bag, because when I looked at my bag, I found that he had already unzipped it. Okay, but thank God I found all my stuff were intact. And I zipped my bag, and I decided this time that I'm not going to carry it on my back, because I don't want to brush shoulders with these people, because these people, these are the things that they do, and it's not always one person. It's a chain of people that steal from you. Once one person has stolen from you, he will hand it over to the other. So retrieving your items can be very difficult. It can be so hard to get them, okay? And it is so hard also to accuse somebody that he has stolen your item, because he has already handed it over to somebody else, okay? So I decided to take my bag and just place it in front of me so that I could see everything, okay? When somebody wants to open it, of course I was going to see this person, okay? So this guy who was trying to open my bag, he just walked away and went. So for me, I didn't care. I didn't even confront him. I just left because I found my things were intact, okay? So as I was walking and I reached Ronald Ngala Street, there was a lady beside the road, and she was with another guy, and it seems they were in a very deep conversation, and their conversation seemed to be so serious that she forgot she was carrying a slim bag. That the slim bag is always left hanging on your side. So she's so much into the conversation and she forgot that she's carrying her bag. Guess whom I saw? I saw the same guy with a red dust coat trying to open this lady's slim bag, and he had already unzipped my bag, but luckily enough I found him before he could take anything from my bag. And I said this time now, because this man has seen me keeping quiet so much, I'm not going to keep quiet, because he will keep on stealing from people and stealing. Now, because for me, I was having this experience, I decided that I was not going to let this lady, her things to be taken away, yet I could help her, okay? So as soon as I saw this guy, he was pretending to be standing near them, but he's opening her bag, I'm seeing he's doing that. So I was confused. I said, now what can I do? Because this guy will keep on stealing from people, because he tried to steal from me, and I'm not going to allow him steal from another person, Now I decided to excuse myself. Then I started excusing. You know what this guy did when I was excusing myself? He knew very well that I was going to raise an alarm that he was stealing. He just started shouting and saying, shouting at me, look, this lady is a thief. This lady is a thief. And now, even the lady was so shocked and started wondering what is happening. She did not quite understand what was happening, because for me, I wanted to excuse myself and tell her. Just before I could even tell her, this man started shouting at me, and he was shouting at the top of his voice, telling people that I'm a thief. You know what happened at the scene? People gathered. People were looking at me as somebody who is a thief. And here I am. I'm somebody who is from home. I've traveled a long distance. I'm fatigued and tired. And I was just trying to help this lady. Imagine. And you know what happened? This guy is turning everything against me, and everybody is seeing that I'm a thief. Oh my goodness, I don't know how I felt. I don't even know how to explain this. It was so hard for me, Now, I tried to defend myself, and he was still shouting at the top of his voice. Hey, I did not even know how to defend myself. I did this out of a good heart, because I did not want this guy to steal from this other lady. And look at now what is happening to me. Look at now what is happening to me, guys. Look at now what is happening to me. Just shouting and just trying to create an alarm that this guy was trying to steal from this other lady, Hey, this guy continued shouting at the top of his voice. I could not even express myself. Now everyone was just looking at me. I'm standing there. These two people who are having their conversation, everyone is, oh my goodness. Now, Then I asked, I've never stolen anything from anybody since birth. Why now? I asked God, why now? Don't let me suffer from any mob justice because of my innocence. And you know what happened next? In the crowd there was an old man who just came out and said, young lady, can you check if maybe you have your items in your bag? And this lady checked and she found out that she had everything now. And he said, you know, if you have everything, you are very lucky enough. You are very lucky enough, yeah? So you just go your way. And he told these other people, no, do not attack this lady, because you can be attacking an innocent soul and you don't know, because we don't know who is telling the truth, because this lady is trying to defend herself, but this other guy kept on shouting that he could not even give me time to defend myself. Yeah, for me, I knew I was doing something that was right. I wanted to help this lady so that maybe so that her things could be safe, but I found myself in a very bad mix. So that is why I told you, my viewers and subscribers, I've come to tell you that maybe if you find out when you get yourself in such kind of a situation, you know, there are places that you cannot be a whistleblower when you see something, because you can end up losing your life or being the bad one there. Okay, so that is what I experienced, and I don't want anybody to experience what I experienced. Okay, so it was a very tough time for me at that time, and I thank God that I came out there alive and nothing had happened to me. And from that day I learned that, you know, there are things that when you see, even if you want to help out, you should not, because it is you who can end up losing your life. You can end up being killed because of helping somebody. But I'm also talking to people, maybe people who are doing this job, even if people who are doing this job, if you are watching me, kindly can you stop stealing from people? You can work hard. If God has given you the perfect health, kindly work hard and always try to support yourself in good ways, because you never know, one day you can steal like that and you can come out, you can steal from people like that and you can come out dead. You never know, because you know the wages of sin is death, and God does not spare people of that kind. You have to account for all the things that you do. Okay, so guys, that is all I had for you today, and it is just a lesson that maybe you can learn when you go to new areas and you see such kind of things. You know what to do. You keep quiet, or maybe if there's there are police officers around, maybe you can report to them, but you don't handle such cases on your own, because you can get yourself in situations that you cannot defend yourself. So that was all for today, guys. See you next time, and I hope maybe you enjoyed my content. So in case you find this video interesting, give it a thumbs up. For now, bye bye. I love you so much, everybody.